Alright guys, we are back with another video. Tonight we're going to be making steak tacos. We're going to be using the flour tortillas, kind of like street tacos. We got some lime, some cilantro, bell peppers, and onions. We're going to be doing Spanish rice and some refried beans. So stay tuned. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is chop up my bell peppers, and then I have an onion that I had left over from yesterday, so I'm going to use that instead of a whole new onion. So alright, so here is what my bell peppers and onions look like. I chopped up maybe a half of an onion, a whole bell pepper, and then a whole yellow pepper. So that's what it looks like. Alrighty, so my meat is all clean. I got some of the fat off. My husband, he does love the fat, so I did decide to keep some of it. I can pick and choose what pieces I want to eat. So I'm going to go ahead and season. I'm going to start with my Tony's Creole. And I am seasoning both sides. And I like to be very generous when it comes to my meat. And then I'm going to go in with some seasoned salt. I'm going to go in with some of this Cajun seasoning. And this is just like a Kroger brand. It's just something that I had. I'm going to go in with my garlic powder, my garlic pepper. I normally like to add in my steak seasoning and some other little herbs, but couldn't find it, so I'm just using what I have. And then some onion powder, and I think I got this from Target. Yeah, I just said Kroger. I'm mixing Kroger and Target. I got it from Target. I'm potty training my 2-year-old. Excuse me. Nice and seasoned. I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing to the back. Alright, this here is my girdle. I think I got this from Walmart a few years ago. It was in between $20 to $30, but it is nice and clean. It has a few scratches, but it is clean. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on to 350. I'm going to use regular vegetable oil, Winco oil. After it gets hot, I'm going to pour a little bit of oil on there, and then I'll come here. Just some regular vegetable oil. Winco, you can use whatever you want. This is just what we like to use here. So I'm going to put a nice little amount. Not too much, but enough. And I will get a nice little spatula. And I'm just going to spread that out just a little bit. Just like that. And you can hear it already sizzling. That means it's hot. Alright, then my steak that is seasoned on both sides, I'm going to go ahead and drop that on. Just like that. So I'm just going to keep an eye out on it. Lift it up with some tongs every now and then just to see what the bottom looks like. Once it has a nice little brown coat, then I'll go ahead and flip it. Alright, so while the meat is going ahead and cooking, I'm going to get a medium size little saucepan or whatnot. I'm going to turn it on maybe like 5-6. And then I'm going to be making this rice right here, this Spanish rice. It has instructions on the back, so you can just follow those instructions to get you some rice. Alright, here's my other little pot, my small pot. I'm going to be putting my refried beans in there. Again, I do use regular silverware, so it scratches up my pans, but it is clean. I'm going to also put that on about a 4 or 5 heat. Here are the beans here. They're Rosaritas, traditional refried beans. So I'm going to head and just empty that into the can. And the good thing about refried beans, if you just kind of shake, they'll come out whole. I've always kind of found that interesting. And of course you don't want to. Yeah, this is so embarrassing. Let me get this out. But I wanted to leave it. Came out just like that. I'm going to go ahead and just break it down a little bit. But I'll let it heat up and do its own thing. Our steak here is getting a little brown. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that over. Woo! Look at that. This bowl, so I'm just gonna put them here. Of course, with my favorite, Tony's Creole. I know y'all gonna be like, she put that in everything. Yes, I do. The bell peppers and onions have its own, you know, seasoning, but we want to just dice them up just a little bit. Some light seasoning salt. I really don't use regular salt, so that's why I use that seasoning salt, and then just some garlic pepper, just to give it a nice little flavorful taste. I wish y'all could smell my home right now. Between this meat, the seasoning, the bell peppers and onions, oh my goodness. It's looking so delicious. Look at that. So we just gonna continue to let that cook and get brown, and I'll update y'all. Steak's still doing good. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, so we have our refried beans and our rice back there coming to a boil. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the refried beans. So I just kind of mashed them up just a little bit. So I'm gonna continue to just mash them just a little bit. Refried beans actually don't take long at all to cook. I mean, all you have to do is warm it up. But I'm gonna add a little seasoning to it. I'm gonna be putting some regular salt. I don't need nobody judging, saying, oh, she putting a lot of salt. Mind your business. You do what works for you and your family. This works for mine. A little garlic pepper. Garlic is a bomb for you. And then I'm going to put a little, just a smidget of Tony's Creole. Just a little bit. And I'm going to mix that up. And then I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit lower. It's on like a 3-4 now. I'm going to put it at maybe a 2. Alright, so this is what our mixture over here is looking like. Look at that. Looks so good. Bell peppers and onions are over here doing this thing. They're getting all nice and brown. Just how I like it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut into my meat. Let's see if it's done. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this from the griddle. And then I'm going to go ahead and scoop my bell peppers and onions over and have them cook a little bit. Alright, so we're going to come over here and check on our refried beans. Take the lid off of those. They are looking good and done, actually. Yep. Those look good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn those off. And then we're just going to set those to the side. And do a switch over. Alright. And so now is our Spanish rice. Ooh. Those look yummy too. Look at that. So we're gonna stir those. The trick to your rice and making sure that it doesn't get too dry is when it looks like that, you know, still a little moist, go ahead and turn the fire off. I'm gonna add one last little secret ingredient, and it is some picante sauce, just to dice it up a little bit. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that in there. Give that a nice stir. Look at that. Been a fool, somebody. Go ahead and put that lid on and then turn that fire off. Sides are done. Alright, so now I have my cilantros and my limes. I'm going to go ahead and cut those up to have on the side. Alright, and now back onto the meat. I did have to go ahead and slice it a little bit. My son got a little impatient, and he's still a little impatient. So this is just how I'm slicing it up. I went ahead and just sliced it down the middle a few times. It was about 5 times. He had a whole piece to himself. But I'm going to go ahead and just slice it down a little bit more. Like I said, as long as your hands are clean, do not be afraid to use your hands. This is your food. Your family's eating it. So if you can't use your hands, when cooking your food, then hey, it's a bigger problem than you and me. Okay, so that's what it's looking like. Let me get him a piece from this and then I'll be back. Alright, so what I end up doing is going ahead and cutting those pieces in half again just to make them a little smaller. And again, you can definitely cook more. This is just what I'm making for me and my family. And it'll be more than enough. So that's what it's looking like since I've cut it down into some smaller lime pieces. Then I'm just going to go ahead and cube those. So again, use your hand if they're clean, honey. If they're not clean, don't use them, baby. Cut them again. Y'all hear my baby? More. I tasted a piece of this meat, baby, and it is bussin'. Right, Captain? Right? Right, Mama. It's bussin'. Look at that. Alright, so that's what it's looking like. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them down a little bit more. And this is just what I'm doing. If you guys wanted to leave them in strips or whatever it is, that's perfectly fine. But what I'm doing is cutting them down. It is definitely done. And bussin'. It's bussin'. Look at that.
Get the warrant just to see if there's anything there. As the team continues the search for Adrian, let's go downtown. Chris and Jimmy are taking flight. What's the matter about him? He's freaked out. We'll do the girl first. Jimmy? I'm Detective Kennedy, and this is the I'm back. It's probably in your best interest to give me everything you know. So tell me how you When's the first time you saw that car that you got pulled over?
It was Monday. I get came over with the car.
Jimmy says Chris picked her up in the Marino there 2 days ago.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Look at that.
You tell me. Because I think you know a little bit more than you're telling me.
You just mentioned something about giving him.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment on what I should cook next.